course chicken dish, really easy to do. There's a few different elements to it. We've got to cook a fondant potato. Got to zoom into that, Amelia? So we've got to cook a fondant potato. We've also got to stuff a chicken breast. And then we've also got to cream some cabbage. This cabbage is from Tomlinson's farm in Pudsey, so it makes it even more exciting. Right, so to start things off, we're going to do the fondant potato. So all you need to do is get your fondant potato, just zoom down here, Amelia, out of the packaging that we've given you, and bob them in a pan, kind of like a smallish pan that you can get with a hard bottom. Put the fondant potatoes in the pan. You need a splash of the chicken stock, which is in the carton. Just a good old little glug of chicken stock. And then we're going to put in some butter. Okay, so about 5 cubes of butter. That's 6. I lied, that's 6 in there. A twist of pepper. And then some water. Right, so let's have a look. So it's got to be cold water. Okay, Amelia, you ready? Just to zoom down there, bit of cold water now. It's really important that you only put, if you put too much water in, the potatoes will overcook. So just enough water to cover the top of the potato. In fact, we're just going to put another little bit of butter in there as well. Okay, so in there, chicken stock, water and butter and a little twist of pepper. Pop that over to the stove. Hold it over a minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring that to the boil. And then once it's boiled, we're going to just turn it down slightly. We're going to carry on boiling it until all the water has completely evaporated and the potatoes left on the bottom, and the butter will start to burn, and we'll have what we call a pomme fondant, which is like a bit of a posh potato fondant. Pomme fondant, that's a good name, that pomme fondant. Okay, so we've got to let that boil, and then we've got to just keep an eye on it. So let's not forget. So I reckon that's going to take about 10 to 15 minutes to cook the pomme fondant. So in the meantime, we're going to make some garlic butter. So we've got a block of butter, which we softened. Now I'm making garlic butter for the kids for tea as well. So you won't need a full block of butter because we're only making two chicken breasts. So you need some garlic. So about 3 cloves of garlic for yourselves, I would imagine. Just crush the garlic. This garlic's from the Isle of Wight, which is really nice English garlic. So we'll just crush that and then peel the garlic close. And then we're going to chop it really finely. And then into the butter. Okay, Amelia, pepper. A lot of pepper, loads of pepper in there. Salt. Bit of salt. And then we're going to put in some tarragon, Amelia. So tarragon's got like an aniseedy flavour to it. It works really nice with chicken. So all you need to do is get your hands in there and pull it down. That's it. That up. Really rough chopped tarragon. That smells awesome. Okay, right, so in there, what have we got in there, Amelia? Can you remember? What have we got inside there? What have we got?
Butter.
Got butter, got garlic, tarragon. It's not soft enough. Just squash it up. It needed to be a little bit softer, but it doesn't matter. We'll just get it all squashed up. Right, so the water, Amelia, just want to go over there and see if the water's boiling. The water's just about starting to boil. Is that right? Yeah? Cool. Alright, so we're going to let that boil now. There we go. By the time you come back, the garlic butter's ready. So we're going to let that get that water boil until it all evaporates. Okay, so the butter, and then we've got the chicken breast. So we've got the chicken. Put the chicken onto your board. going to get a knife and we're just going to make, inside the fillet there, we're just going to make a little pocket inside there. So just cut in. Now be really careful not to cut through to the other side. So we're just making like a little pocket. You can get your finger in. Do it the same with the other. A little pocket there, and then we're going to stuff some garlic butter in there. So this just gets a little bit messy. If you love garlic, get loads of garlic in there. If you're not too sure, just put a little bit. Stuff some garlic butter and make sure it goes right into the inside that pocket we created. Now you can also do this with cheese. You could put a bit of brie in this. So if you want to do this dish again, you can put some brie in it. It's really easy to do. Different. To roll the chicken, now this is the top tip. So get your work surface, a bit of cling film on there, and then another bit. Just double up the cling film. So two rolls of cling film. And then we're going to need the pancetta, which is a nice packet from Tasting the Lakes. So the fondant potatoes are still boiling over there. So get the pancetta and put it down on top of the cling film, and then turn the pancetta around so you've got the thick bit against the thin bit. Alright, so the thick bit against the thin bit, all the way across. So one at a time. Try not to double it up. Same way around. This dish is we love eating this. I mean, we were just saying then, we were just chatting off camera about cheese in here. Cheese in this dish, really beautiful. Okay, so just make sure there's no holes. And you get your chicken breast. Put your chicken breast on there. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, sorry, and a little bit of salt. And then get the ends and roll to there. Pull it back and then roll it over really tight, as tight as you can be. Keep rolling. Okay, so you end up with an awesome stuffed chicken. And then put your cling film, pull it across, roll it all the way up. Keep pulling it so it's like a little sausage. Really tight. Did you see that? Wow, did you see that? You might want to replay that. So pull it tight so it's like a nice sausage, it's all right, nice and tight. And then we do the same thing for the next one. You've got two sausages. Two chicken sausages stuffed with garlic butter wrapped in Cumbrian pancetta. So we can see in here, Amelia, it's boiling and you can see the potato, so the water's evaporating. So what we're trying to do is get the potato fully cooked, and there's going to be no water left, and the butter's going to burn beautifully on the bottom. So we've got the fondant potatoes cooking, we've got the chicken sausages there ready to rock, we've got the cabbage from Pudsey, we've just taken the outer leaves off. Don't chuck the outer leaves, you can use them later if you want to. We're just going to really quickly cut the cabbage. Straight down the heart, so you've got the heart of the cabbage. Take the V out, take the core out, you see that, Amelia? So you're removing that core because you don't want that. Any large kind of thick bits, take them out as well. And then we're just going to really cut this as thin as you can get it. Now if you can't get it really thin, don't worry, you can have it a bit thicker. So I'll just do this a little bit thicker so you can see that it don't matter if it's thick. Just really thinly slice the shallot. Peeled carrot. And then we're going to dice the carrot. Okay, so you've got shallot, carrot, cabbage, chicken sausage. So you can see now the butter's starting to bubble up, so if you just whirl it a little bit, you can see the potato's still there. The water's really starting to evaporate now. The potato will just start to cook. we've just got to keep his eye on that because I reckon in about 3 or 4 minutes that might be ready. So we're also going to cook some pancetta. So get about 4 or 5 slices of pancetta. We're just going to dice that really fat, really roughly. There's no rules with this at all. This will just bring some really tastiness to the cabbage. Okay, so we've got carrots, shallot, cabbage, pancetta, and it's chicken sausages. This dish is nearly ready. So we're going to cook the chicken now. So we just cut the ends off. Cut the ends off the chicken. We've got to unroll the sausage. So by rolling it up, just gives it a real good shape. Now, if you've done this the night before, you'll notice it's really firm. If you haven't, it doesn't matter. Like we've only just done it now, so it doesn't have to be done the night before. But you'll get a better shape if you do it the night before. Okay, and then simply we're just going to pop them in the oven. Come on then. So about 200 degrees. Top shelf in the oven, bob them in. They'll take about 25 minutes. And in that meantime, we're going to make the sauce, cook the cabbage, the fondants will be ready, and it all should come together absolutely perfect. So, you can come down here, Amelia, look at the fondants now. You can hear, and you hear the butter starting to burn on the fondants now. So all the water's evaporated. We've got a little bit of stock in there still. Now this is where it's like crunch time. We're going to get that to caramelise, and then we're going to turn it off and let them sit in there so we can set them off. So I reckon you just tip the pan that's not quite there yet. We just keep wiggling that around a little bit. Can you hear that? That's awesome, that sound, isn't it? We're just going to let that butter start to burn, and then we'll be ready to take that off. Okay, so now the butter's starting to clarify. There we go, we're off. So that's it. So now we're just going to turn that off. So we'll get it to that point. We're going to turn that off and let that sit. Just let that sit over there to cool down, and then we're going to use that in a minute. So the fondants are ready, the chicken's in the oven. We've got 2 pans, one for the cabbage, one for the sauce. So to start off with, do the start sauce. So your chicken jus that's in a carton, good glug of that. So 200 mils maybe, a bit more. And what we're going to do there is we're just going to reduce that down so it comes really sticky and fantastic. And then this bigger pan, we're going to cook the cabbage. A little knob of butter. Or some oil if you wanted. Okay, just melt that down. Then we're going to add the pancetta. Then we're going to add the carrots and the shallot. Then we're going to add the cabbage. And then we're going to add the cream, but not all that, because there's nearly a litre, half a litre. We're not going to put all that in. We're going to add that with strawberries later. Okay. Yeah, right, filming. Go. So when the shallot and the carrots are kind of cooked and all sweated down nicely and all translucent, oh, it smells, woo! It smells awesome. The chicken sauce is boiling now as well. We're going to put the cabbage in. And we're just going to cook that down. For about probably about 4 or 5 minutes, and then we're going to add the cream. So, when it's all kind of sweated down, looking good, the colours are fantastic, it smells beautiful. Don't worry, these pans always brown up on the corner, so don't worry about that. Now this is where you haven't to be shy with the old cream. So double cream, good glug of cream in there, and we're going to let that soak into the cabbage. Okay, so don't be shy, get the cream in. The more cream, the better. I know we don't like to hear that. but it's really beautiful. Okay, the chicken sauce is boiling down. The cream's in. The cabbage, just put that on a low heat and let that soak that up. Okay. Probably cook that out for about another 5 minutes. If it needs more cream, just add a little bit more cream. Cream's been in about 4 minutes. You can see it's soaking it all up nice. I've just added a little bit more. Now, just turned it down. The chicken's probably about 10 minutes off. So we're just keeping that going. Just keep topping it up with cream. The sauce, the chicken sauce, Amelia, is looking really good, but the fondant potatoes have been sat there for about 5 minutes now. So all we need to do is just really gently turn them, and you can lift it up. Let's have a look. Get there, Amelia, and lift that up across. I reckon this might be perfect. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. So that's a glazed, caramelised fondant. So we're just going to pop that back in there. So just give them a little turn. You've just got to be patient because they will release. If you've done them perfectly, they'll release really nice. This one's going to be the best, look. Oh, yes! Look at that! How amazing! Pop them back in there and let them sit. Okay, so we're probably about, I'd say, 5 minutes off all this being absolutely beautiful. Look at that, it smells awesome. Right. Okay, if the sauce starts going and going and going and starts to disappear, we just need to put a bit more sauce in. But if it gets too low, all we're going to do is turn it off. And just while we wait for the chicken to be ready. The sauce is just reduced down. You can see it's probably down by half. Can you see in there? Really? Just get a bit closer. See, it's down by about half. We're going to put in a couple of spoonfuls of butter. Okay. Now this butter is just going to thicken the sauce up. Now, if you don't put the butter in, it will thicken without it, but it will get salty. So it's a real. This is called to monte your sauce. It's a classic way of thickening a French sauce up. Monte. Can you say that, Amelia? No. Monte. Look, and you can see instantly it's starting to get to a really fantastic glaze. Okay, we're just going to bring that down a little bit more until it's ready. So we're ready. So we've got the cabbage ready, the sauce is ready, beautiful, and the fondant. We'll just bring them across here in a minute. Okay, let's get a tea towel out so we don't burn Mummy's top, that's what we're in trouble. Fondant potato, follow the leader, and the chicken. Beautiful. Right, so this is how easy it is to plate. So, a little bit of tarragon, a tiny bit of tarragon into the sauce. Just give that sauce a bit of a twirl. That'll just really add some fantastic flavour to the sauce. Got the plate. Okay, Amelia. Cut this diagonally down. You see the garlic butter in there. Got a nice fondant potato on the corner. Beautiful bit of cream cabbage. Oh yeah, fantastic. And then, just quite simply, just napier the sauce over the top for the chicken, and then look at that, a beautiful, make sure you're getting it inside the meat there, a beautiful, beautiful dish that tastes fantastic and really simple to do. And we're celebrating cabbage from Tomlinson's Farm in Pudsey. We've got Herbs Unlimited tarragon and a beautiful pomme fondant. Enjoy.